In the world of hardcore motorcycle racing, one event brings together the best of the best to go head-to-head in cutthroat, winner-take-all, do-or-die competition. This is not that event. Here in Bali, we score fun over ferocity, style over victory, and then we go surfing. The great Bruce Brown said motorcycle riding brings together people of all shapes, sizes, and ages. And here at Deus, we bring them from all different countries to ride all different vehicles, and generally just do things a bit different. Welcome to Slidetoberfest. The week begins with the Swank Rally. Riders start a timer, then race the clock for the best course time. It's a 3.5-kilometer motorcycle obstacle course traversing sand, gravel, sidewalks, rivers, and rice paddies. In other words, an average day's commute around here. On paper, Slidetober is a cumulative event, seeing who can score the most points across the 4-day series of surf and moto events. Off the books, no one gives a shit about points, and everyone just tries to push their limits of fun. Which is great until you find out what the limit is. Like this guy here. You'd think after one crash he'd ease up a bit, but instead he's trying to set some kind of record. Keep an eye on 9-year-old Kalana Humphrey here, who put in a respectable Swank Rally time despite his little wheels struggling with the deep sand. But the real man to beat here is 3-time overall event winner Forrest Minchington, who rides fast whether there's a stopwatch or not. Today, there was. Next up, flat tracking. While the art of the circular slide is one of motorcycle racing's oldest disciplines, it's never been done here in Indonesia. So when the local council turned our favorite rice paddy into a parking lot, we decided to turn it into something a whole lot funner. 4 riders, 6 laps, anything goes. The key to success in flat tracking is to protect the inside line. But the real winner is who's ever got the balls to keep on the gas. So once again, Forrest Minchington is the man to beat here. But watch out for this guy too. No, not Louis Buttons. Put your damn clothes on, Louis. We mean this guy. Balinese rider Ferdika Ferry has never been shy about holding the throttle wide open. Competition aside, flat tracking is just cool to watch. Especially when guys decide to do it in short sleeves. Way to think it through, buddy. Even the girls got involved in the action. Speed bump! Check out little Kalana Humphrey, who made the semis after 4 sweaty hours of competition. He's never too tired to entertain the crowd. The final came down to Kalana, Ferdika, Forrest, and some hotshot tourist from California who apparently grew up doing this stuff. Ferdika and Forrest have been Kalana's moto mentor since day one. Now he's facing them in the final. Kalana comes out hot and locks the inside track right away, but Forrest nudges him out with a little wheel tap to take the lead. Then Ferdika slips past Forrest to hold the inside line. And Ferdika takes the checkered flag. What a day. After 2 full days of dirt and dust, everyone's excited to get back to the beach. Slidetober started as a surf contest, but like most things around here, it just evolved into something unlike anything else. For this event, competitors draw straws to pick from a selection of surfboards from world-class shapers, all shaped and glassed right here at the Deus Temple of Enthusiasm. Single fins, twin fins, quads, bonzers. The range of boards challenges riders to adapt quickly and show off their versatility. The waves in Bali attract the best free surfers in the world. Like Craig Anderson here, who comes every year to set the bar with his timeless, fluid style. Zy Norris here put in solid showings in every single Slidetober event this year, and Billy Hopkins was a standout performer throughout the entire surf day. Same for local surfer, promoter, entrepreneur Ty Buddha Graham. Louis Buddens managed to keep his clothes on for this entire day. Nice work, Louis. And Venice Beach stylist Wes Adler posted some classic rides throughout the day. Since the surfers draw their boards at random, the challenge here is to adapt to unfamiliar boards under pressure. Although we're pretty sure Craig Anderson certainly never feels pressured about anything. The final came down to Dylan Haler, a local expat with a natural sense for every board he drew. Cal Lathrop from California was the standout surfer on his backhand. And Indonesian pro surfer Marlon Gerber is one of the smoothest surfers anywhere, no matter what board he's riding. He's been making the final of this event for years, and it's always a joy to watch. Finally, Deus ambassador Harrison Roach is known for riding any style of board with equal grace and flow. The winners were announced at the final after party, but to be honest, we weren't really paying attention. Just up the beach, our local motocross track is about the only thing as fun as the waves around here. Fill it up with good people, good machines, and good times, and there's nowhere else we'd rather be. The only rule here is no serious racing allowed. But once the starter gate drops, there are no rules. The motocross competition begins with our vintage bike division. Guillaume here brought his 1978 DT100 all the way from his home in West Java, 1,000 miles away. He and his hometown buddy, Denny Blackboy, live for this style of vintage racing. On the other end of the spectrum, pro surfers Harrison Roach and Louis Buddens are taking a slightly less serious approach to the event. Guillaume and Denny blast out of the gates hot, going head-to-head the entire course. Meanwhile, Dumb and Dumber here seem to be competing in an entirely different event. Vintage bike racing is more about appreciating these machines from a different era. So if you're just out there having fun, well, you're doing okay. Guillaume and Denny battle for the lead. Harrison and Lou battle for laps. Who won the race? We don't even remember. But we remember who didn't win. Next up, the ladies division. One of the highlights of the entire event was seeing these exceptional women taking charge of their bikes. This is what it's all about. And away they go, beautiful women riding beautiful machines. Abby here learned to ride just this week, but she spent the last few days training up, and now look at her go. She's really giving the more experienced Imogen Caldwell a run for her money. In the end, Imogen came away with the checkered flag. But the real winners were the folks on the sidelines. And finally, the open class, which is actually closed to bikes over 150 cc's to keep radical dudes from getting too radical. On a course like this, Forrest is pretty much unstoppable, but Ferdika here took a close second last year, and this year he's determined to take him out. Underdog Kalana Humphrey placed third last year, but he's been training hard on his home track ever since. The 8-lap course is a grueling 20 minutes of riding where almost anything can happen. And here goes the final. Kalana jumps out to a great start, but is quickly overtaken by Ferdika, who pulls out into a commanding lead. Forrest starts to slow and gets buried in the pack. He battles his way back into third, hot on Kalana's heels. 3/4 through the course, it's Ferdika in first, then Kalana Humphrey, and Forrest coming up fast behind them. Kalana goes huge on the double jump. He passes Ferdika on the inside. The crowd goes wild. It's Kalana and Ferdika trading leads into the final lap. Can Kalana hold on to the lead against his own mentor? Oh yeah, 9-year-old Kalana claims the checkered flag. And he's not afraid to drop a little victory dance. Speaking of victory dances, I'm going to stop talking now. Until next year, that is.